Welcome! E aí, galera, beleza? Bem-vindo à nossa comunidade.
Welcome to our community.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is OGC here. So, I am doing a video that I've gotten requested to do quite a few times now, and that is how to do the Power Prize event. So, the first thing that we need to realize is the most important thing that you can do is the preparation for the event. When the event starts, exactly on that second, whatever your power is going to be the baseline for you to grow upon to win the Power Prize event. So getting yourself set up beforehand is key. So if you guys are watching this and Power Prize event already started, I'm sorry this isn't going to let you win it this time or play super high this time. But what it will do is it will set you up so you have some ideas on what to do in the future. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to unequip all of my heroes, or at least get them as mostly unequipped as possible. I don't see, for a couple thousand power, it's not really worth it to go through and undo all of them and have to redo them all later. And I gave you guys a little snapshot there of my power. Another way to shave off an easy 50k is to deploy a level 1 dragon. So there you can see my dragon power went down drastically. Now, next one that we are going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to lower, I think we're going to do our temple right now. I could be wrong, but remember, guys, we need to lower our power before the event starts. I usually try and wait until the last minute in order to do so. I think right here I'm kind of going through and I'm mulling things over in my head, and I decide I'm going to place a bunch of stuff into my garrison. I have too many Templars in my garrison for my liking, and instead of just releasing my gold troops, I'm going to end up putting the gold troops I want into the garrison. So if you guys are really trying for this event, you will want to consider getting rid of all of your gold troops. For this situation, I opt to get rid of all of my gold troops. Whether that's putting them in the garrison or not, for me right now, it just makes sense to put them into the garrison. So while I'm doing that in the stream, there's a few things I want to point out. First is, I'm not going to go through the math and give you all of the best conversions to do. Go visit Academy of Conquest. There you can find all of the conversion tables, you can find out the power of the troops, do the math for yourself. This is to give you some general ideas on how to do this event. If you want to find out the specific math, do it for yourself. You will see I queue up a lot of mechs. I am aware that tanks are more powerful than mechs, but I have level 15 mechs right now, and I only have level 14 tanks. I will discuss the conversions for a couple of them and how that works in general. Again, it's up to you to decide how and what you want to convert. But I'll give you the basic idea on how they work. That way you can maximize as much as possible. Typically in these events, I don't try super hard. I usually just get rid of bronze and silver, that's it, and then I place decently. This one I decided, hey, why not? I'm going to try it out. So I delete everything. As you can see from my troops, all my bronze are gone, all my silver is gone, and all my gold is gone. My dragon is a level 1 dragon, so my dragon power is super low. My heroes, for the most part, are naked. Now the only thing that's holding me back is temple power. So when dropping your power for the power event, remember it only matters on that second when the event starts. You can only control so much. Like, for example, I can't control my research power. My research power is my research power. It's not going to go down, it's only going to go up. So if there is a Power Prize event coming up and you want to go all out, you can hold on to finishing up those research things until it begins. So right now I'm just checking the time. I got 14 minutes until it starts. I really don't want to make myself super vulnerable any longer than I need to. I am on a war server, so if I put on a level 1 dragon, or if I decide to draw my temple, I want to wait until the last minute. The other thing is, if your troops are in the hospital, wait until after the event starts to pull out the healed ones. Let them just build up there. And for this Power Prize event, I actually decided to reset my temple. So this will also shave off 512k off of my initial power. When you reset temple, you will get back every single runestone. You don't lose any. I keep hearing that you lose runestones when you do this. You don't. I assure you, you don't lose runestones at all when you do this process. So I think I dropped my power as low as I could go, down to 3.5 or 3,500k, and I think that's where I will be for this event. So coming up is going to be a little montage. I'll talk with you guys while it goes through. All of my queuing up of troops and everything is completely done by hand. I wish that the iPhones had a good macro in them. They don't. So while that's going on in the background, you can see me kind of queuing up everything that is needed. What I'm going to discuss with you guys is how to go over your caps. So what I mean by that is, just roll with me. I'm going to pick very simple numbers and we'll work on that. Say we have 1,000 bronze cap. That's our cap for bronze. We can have a maximum of 1,000 supplies of bronze. We can actually go beyond that. What you can do is you can make bronze troops and then switch to a different race and convert them. So for the sake of example, say I made 1,000 human archers and I switch to Lich and I want to convert them into warlocks. I can convert them into warlocks, and one archer will actually yield more warlocks than one, and the power is beneficial in that way if you do out the math. However, when you convert to that race and you start converting the troops, you cannot then go over your gold cap. So these aren't the actual numbers. Just hear me out with this. If I have one troop in one race, that counts as one army supply, and I have 1,000 supply, then I have 1,000 of those troops. When I go to a different race, if that one unit can get converted into 10, I cannot go from 1,000 army supply to 10,000 under that race. What I can do is I can go over and I can convert up to 1,000 of said race. I'll show you guys that better when I do converting. I won't do that through the montage in the background. I'll actually show you guys an example of how that works because it gets a little confusing. So for this, my gold cap is roughly 6,000. By doing this method that I just horribly described, I was able to get 9,000 bronze troops. It helps that's 3,000 over, and I have a lot of bonuses for my bronze army supply. So follow this method. It can help you out to get a good increase in your power, and that's all that you want to focus on in the Power Prize event is increasing your current power. Has nothing to do with core power. It's strictly everything to do with your current power. And also, while this montage is going on, make sure that you guys like and subscribe to this channel if you have not already. All right, so now I'm going to show you guys that portion of converting troops over. So I'm going to try and walk you through this the best that I can. You can do this for bronze, silver, and gold. So what I'm doing here is I'm only doing my bronze troops right now. The silver I'm going to wait until the last minute to do, and the gold I'm not going to go over cap unless it becomes neck and neck in the last few minutes. I'm not going to go over cap just because I don't want to waste all the time rebuilding everything once the event ends. So here I am. I have a bunch of human archers and a bunch of dwarfs. So as you can tell right now from this picture, the archers, 24 of them, turn into 57 warlocks. Now, why this is important is one archer becomes more than 2 warlocks. And if you look at the top of the screen, it says I have 416 out of 600. I'm sorry, I have 416 out of 6,355 bronze army supply. If you look carefully, I have 2,500 archers and I have 700 and some odd mechs. Those mechs are like 3.5 thousand bronze army supply. So the point of that is I am currently playing as Lich. I changed my castle to Lich for this. When you change races and you go under the conversion tab, your bronze, silver, and gold army supplies for conversions and conversions only are back to 0, or it only counts that race specific troop, if that makes sense. So because I have no Lich troops, besides the ones I just turned the snipers into warlocks, since I have no Lich troops, I'm wide open for conversions to Lich. Although I have bronze and other things. So I'm going to unpause this so that we can get back in and see. I'm going to convert all of those. Hopefully, I forget how close my math was. Again, I'm not going to tell you guys the specifics. I don't want to play the game for you. Go to Academy of Conquest and do some math. So I was within 81 archers. I'll take that. I'm happy. And I'm not going to delete those archers, although I was wrong with my math. And this is why. When I go in and I open up everything to see my army, you will see that my army will be way higher. First, I need to check the score. just because I want to make sure that I'm keeping up with everybody. But when I go under and I look at my army, you're going to see I have 9,000 out of 6,000, which means I'm over the maximum that I could possibly have. And that's because I took the human archers and I turned them into the undead warlocks, and they convert for more than 2 for 1. So one archer becomes more than 2 warlocks. That's the reason why I went over by over 3,000. Um, I just have to queue up everything because I don't want to forget about it. So I have 9,995 bronze. That's absolutely massive. My power jumped up. So um, the way that I was able to do that was as one race, dwarf and human, I was able to make a bunch of troops. Then I went to Lich and I converted them into Lich. That's how I was able to go over. If I was Lich and I made a bunch of troops, and then I went to another race and then tried to convert it back, it wouldn't be as effective. So build it as one race, convert it to another race. Lich usually wins out when it comes to the conversion factor. Dwarf typically wins out when it comes to the non-conversion factor. So with that being said, guys, hopefully this gave you some general tips for the Power Prize event. Make sure you drop your power as low as possible. Don't worry about resetting your temple unless you're like really trying and you're going to be a tryhard for it. Put out a level 1 dragon beforehand. Get rid of as many troops as you're willing to get rid of. And then rebuild stuff and rebuild it in a smart manner, taking advantage of the conversion system. Go check out Academy of Conquest for more information on conversions. Until next time, guys, take care. Please subscribe and like the video.